really, this is a brand new Sneako. Hopefully it's the best of both worlds.
Sneako been dropping bangers on Twitter. Hey, I'm not gonna cap. He been dropping good vids. I'm not even capping.
When I would talk to other creators and I would be like, yo, who's your favorite YouTuber? 7 out of 10 times they would say Sneako, bro. Sneako was MrBeast's favorite YouTuber, man.
Lately, it seems like Sneako is on a mission to redeem himself. He has been showing signs of real growth. He's stepping away from the rage bait and toxic content that has defined his recent years, and is returning to his creative, thoughtful style that made people love him in the first place.
The visionary is not supposed to see what everybody else is seeing. In fact, school is the real contradiction because we teach kids to grow and change, yet change is impossible if everything you're learning has already been taught.
But before we get into Sneako's redemption arc, we need to understand why was he hated these last few years. The truth is, with this guy, one thing is for sure. Whatever's on his mind, he's gonna say it.
Sketch is one of the most genuine dudes ever. He's genuinely, I don't know why it's the new Twitch word. He's genuinely one of the most genuine guys ever. And no, he wasn't. No, he's not. He lied to you about his life.
You know, I have mental illness problems too. Like,
yeah, no Ethan.
I disagree with probably 90% of the shit you say.
What do you disagree with?
Well, I can't just say like.
I hear that all the time, and then people never bring up anything. They say, I disagree with 90%. Like what?
So, okay, I'll give you 2 things I disagree with right now.
Okay.
Oh, no, not again.
Born on September 8, 1998, Sneako grew up in Florida with 2 siblings. His father was a businessman and his mother was a humble housemaker. While he had a fairly stable childhood, he also faced a few challenges. He has often spoken about having feelings of isolation as a young boy, which he has said to be caused by a lack of connection to his peers. He said that he felt different from those around him and has faced challenges arising from his personal perspective and outlook on life. These factors appear to be a driving force behind his decision to find a similar, like-minded community through an online presence.
Maybe always being told in school that something was wrong with me, that I was crazy at ADD or something like that. The teachers always insisting that I was a bad person, and then really like deep down knowing that I'm not bad, or knowing that my intentions were pure. If I know that my intentions were good, which they usually always are, if I'm trying to make somebody laugh or I'm trying to, then I know I'm not a bad person. I think if your intentions are in the wrong place, then you deserve criticism. But I was always getting criticized for like, I was just trying to be funny. I don't want to do my homework. Like there's nothing. I'm not a bad person because I don't want to do my homework. It's just there's a better use of my time. How are you going to tell me what to do with my time? Or they'd shame me for not paying attention in church or in class. Like, but church is really in there, sitting, kneeling, sitting down.
By April 29, 2013, he would create his YouTube channel, where he posted gameplay commentary videos, particularly for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. In his commentary, he also discussed various topics, including social and political issues, setting the stage for his future content style. His early videos were mostly about gaming and filming man-on-the-street interviews, often about dating and social matters. His channel started growing, but it really wasn't because of his thoughts or anything like that. It was mostly because of his mindset and opinions.
People are like, oh, you're not a feminist? Feminism is for equality for both genders, so why isn't it called humanism?
I am the best at it, and I have to prove it. If I like something, I will prove to you I'm better. I will stop at nothing to keep doing it. It's simple motivation. What have you done? This isn't a rhetorical question. What have you done with your life? For some of you, you're proud of your answer, but for most, you're ashamed. This isn't an insult in any way. For once, I'm trying not to offend anyone.
In 2015, his channel started to see significant growth, particularly after he uploaded a video titled How People View You, making a shift from pure gaming content to more philosophical discussions. In this video, he discussed societal expectations and the pressures to conform to certain images or identities, and he was cutting his own hair while discussing this. Little did anyone know that this was a soft launch to the future Sneako we would see today. Although he was awfully inconsistent in the years that followed, Sneako began to experiment with different types of content, making vlogs and lifestyle videos along with his gaming commentary. He also started building a more personal brand and collaborating with creators like Aiden Ross, Fuzi, Nick Fuentes, and Bradley Martin. In 2016, Sneako showed which political side he supported by voting for Donald Trump in the presidential election. At the time, he was in high school and not many people knew about his choice. However, he later shared it online to show that he's been part of the red pill community for a long time. In 2018, Sneako continued to grow his presence on YouTube and even had a brief opportunity to collaborate with MrBeast, who expressed admiration for his content as far back as 2014.
After all, he still was a teenager from New York. His internet rant series became his first popular series that grew his subscriber base. This was essentially a 2 to 5 minute compilation of trending topics, viral videos, or internet phenomena that he would give his comedic opinion on.
No shit, it's a YouTube channel. It's on YouTube. What else could this be?
One of his fans was actually MrBeast.
At number 2, I have Sneako, and if you've ever seen Sneako's videos, you realize that they're kind of addicting. Once you start watching them, it's kind of hard to stop.
Later in 2018, Sneako appeared in a MrBeast video titled "I Built a Working Car Using Only Legos," marking the beginning of his involvement with the MrBeast crew, contributing as a cameraman and participating in various projects.
Yeah, I look like freaking Tom Cruise, but...
No one thinks you look like Tom Cruise.
I hear it all the time. I look like Tom Cruise, right? Yeah. See? Look.
She just said yeah. That doesn't mean anything.
See? She said I'm not lying. Oh!
However, MrBeast's channel began to explode in popularity. Sneako found himself struggling with feelings of jealousy and ego. In multiple discussions later on, he said that he struggled with being in the shadow of MrBeast's success. He reportedly received good compensation for his work and enjoyed perks like staying in luxury hotels while filming. But he wanted to be seen as a leading figure rather than just a supporting member of the team.
When I started working for MrBeast, I was blown away at how he was making videos. I was used to people just f***ing around filming in public. He was operating his crew like a business. I started working for MrBeast 2 years ago. It didn't last long because I got caught up with my ego. I was working for a guy that used to be my fan, and this was during a time when I wasn't uploading on YouTube at all. I was in college, I was unhappy, my face was all bloated because I was drinking a 6-pack of American beer every night. Wasn't a good time. But MrBeast, in just a few weeks, completely changed my outlook on life. And I honestly can say that I think about what he told me pretty much every single day.
Ultimately, in 2019, Sneako was informed that he was no longer needed on the team. And from then on, the relationship between Sneako and MrBeast was damaged forever.
If you want to discuss it, what were the pinpoints on working with MrBeast that you built that video off of?
He was running it like a production company. The different, like when the camera was on and when the camera was off, he'd be like, okay, I forgot to do another take. Hey guys, and today we're gonna...
Having learned important lessons from working for MrBeast, in December, Sneako came back with a renewed focus, elevating his content to include street interviews and artistic video essays.
Can white people say the N-word?
Oh yeah, hell no.
And especially with love. I'm part of that generation that watched Good Will Hunting and listened to Kanye's 808s and Heartbreak and doesn't think that they can be happy without falling in love. You know who I'm talking about, those dudes who have a rough exterior but deep down they got a soft side. We're corny as fuck.
He seemed to really lock in that month, with his 1-minute podcast video series gaining more and more traction. And by the end of the year, he had amassed over 700,000 subscribers on YouTube. The format was pretty simple, and all he had to do was talk to random strangers for 60 seconds about whatever was on his mind that day, usually topics like, do you trust the government? Are people real?
Are drugs bad?
No, drugs can be pretty cool. Well,
no.
Yeah.
Been smoking weed since I was 6 years old.
I don't do drugs though, I sell drugs.
Should crack be legal? What?
But this was the first time he ever brought strangers into the discussion. And as it turned out, people enjoyed hearing what the everyman on the street had to say about whatever issue plagued Sneako's mind that day.
You're more attractive when you have money?
No, not necessarily. I've been dead broke and managed to get it on.
I haven't, but...
I can do almost a lot of things as a man can do. I mean, if I work out enough in the gym and I build my muscle, I'm sure I can pull up and do stuff that a man could do.
I really like your perspective. I haven't heard someone talk like that all day. Yeah, thank you.
surpassing well over 500,000 subscribers before 2020 thanks to his series he dubbed the 1 Minute Podcast. The format was pretty straightforward. Sneako set up a booth on the subway and spent 60 seconds interviewing random passerbys on hot button issues, asking questions like, do you trust the government? What do you think is the root of all evil? And are people real?
What's up? Welcome back. We're in West 4th Street Station once again, and I'm asking people about the they them pronouns, about gender, all that stuff. Would you date a person?
What?
Something about hearing the everyday random stranger give their opinions on hot button topics like these proved to be very appealing to viewers on YouTube, and it seemed only to be going up from here for him. But then, in early 2021, he started to show a more aggressive side, particularly from a very one-sided beef with YouTuber D'Angelo Wallace that sprung up from a simple comment. Apparently, he was in a long-distance relationship and cheated on his girlfriend.
Iris said, what did she want from the relationship that you couldn't give her? If you're gone for like more than 3 weeks, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's time to, you know, I want
3 weeks though. Come on, man.
3 weeks is a long time. 3 weeks is a long time to not see anybody. Like, that's a long time.
Instead of keeping things private, he aired all the dirty laundry online in an 11-minute video interviewing her over FaceTime. Lots of fans thought it was a bit of an overshare and definitely not cool, with comments like, he put more effort into the editing of his video than his relationship. Sneako cheated during a pandemic when everyone is likely inside. That means you had to go way out of your way. He's for the streets. This last comment came from fellow creator D'Angelo Wallace, and it seemed to hit a nerve, with Sneako reacting with a 20-minute video coming for D'Angelo.
My ops are moving crazy. I don't know if you heard of him. His name is D'Angelo Wallace. I'm not even one started this beef. Got top comment saying he belongs to the streets. I don't know you. You don't know me. And you're judging me, calling me a thought.
It's worth noting that the video D'Angelo made that Sneako was responding to had nothing to do with him. It was about YouTubers breaking restrictions. Sneako never really addressed the points D'Angelo made, but instead mocked his appearance and repeated his points over and over. He even goes on a weird rant about different types of people. It came off to many viewers as super insecure.
These are the people who don't know how to sing, they don't know how to dance, they weren't good enough to get invited to the musical theater performances, so they end up just snitching and just whining for the rest of their life, and they probably get fat by the time they're 28. It's unfortunate, really. They don't have good they probably just finger each other. I doubt they even use dildos. I doubt they get freaky with it. They would really be the freakiest motherfuckers out there. The guy will go on Grindr and find some dick in 10 minutes. These are the type of gay guys that will just be like, oh my god, I'm not a slut. I don't go on Grindr. Fuck other dudes. Stop whining about it. Put your finger up an ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, be a good gay guy if you're gonna be gay. Alright, that should be a red flag immediately if a black guy is saying, they didn't even follow Los Angeles County guidelines. You're lost. He's lost. No person of color should be reciting Los Angeles County guidelines they weren't even following.
So because of Loray's follower count, a bunch of other influencers attended as well. And just so we're clear, they're all pathetic. This includes James Charles, Nikita Dragon.
Pathetic, and every word like this. They hosted a party during a pandemic, and I have braces on.
What's even weirder is that D'Angelo never even responded, which made the whole thing seem even crazier. It made Sneako look like he was having a meltdown for no reason. A year later, D'Angelo went online after a hiatus to share about his anxiety and depression that stopped him from working. Again, Sneako stitched this saying D'Angelo is just looking for attention. This whole episode started from the breaking up and leading to D'Angelo feud, really highlighting serious defects in Sneako's character.
But at least we know he learned nothing about this dispute, judging how he had this to say a year after D'Angelo's hiatus.
My anxiety peaked. There's no special way for me to put this.
My anxiety!
I wasn't able to do my job because my anxiety. I should say, I've deliberately not gone into detail about my mental health problem.
My mental health!
But the truth is, I have really severe anxiety and depression.
Oh yeah?
And it often leads to suicidal ideation.
Oh no. Yeah. Maybe you stop thinking about that shit, right? Your life's easy. Comparatively, he's looking for attention, right? I mean, it is what it is.
After this, it only gets weirder with Sneako.
Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up! Wake up, Carl! You're dumb! You're a dummy! This shit you consume is making you stupid. Stop it! Stop it right now! You sound dumb and nobody wants to tell you you are dumb! I know you're still getting attention. I know you're still getting dopamine hits from TikTok, but you're dumb. Uh-oh! Wake up! Find God! Read a book! What the f*** is going up there? Being brainwashed, yo. Yo, a lot of you need to wake up! Wake up! Come back to reality! Get off of TikTok! Get off of Instagram! You're so stupid! You are so stupid!
Sneako's content went from his artistic style videos to locking himself away in his apartment, screaming at everyone and everything. All of this happened at the same time as his newfound love for Andrew Tate. He seemed to resonate with Tate's persona, claiming to see a bit of himself in him. So in November 2020, Sneako launched a second YouTube channel called Sneako, where he would frequently react to Tate's most viral comments on his second channel. Realizing that outrage and controversy were key drivers of viral, profitable content.
Why do women often choose to make lists of what they want in a relationship rather than what they bring to the table?
Because they gotta make all the demands, because they hold all the power in a relationship. I need a 6-figure man who's 6 feet tall, who's 6 inches, actually 9 inches, 6 feet tall, 6 figures, doesn't work a 9 to 5, is in a gang, is funny, takes me out to dinner, has a car, has a house, loves his mom, doesn't have too many exes, only talks to me, doesn't have too many followers. Okay, what do you bring? I don't know.
What are some of the most common beliefs that you've come to notice?
That we're equal. They all want to be equal. You know what? It's even bigger than that. Women are, I think they're jealous of the power that men have. Because if we're going to be honest, being a man is better. It's better. We get to stand up to pee. We have better decision-making skills. You don't get emotional all the time. Like, it's just like you're built better. You're stronger. You get to like you're the It's better. It is. If you had the choice in life, would you rather get or everyone would rather
With this understanding, Sneako's own content took a more aggressive tone, echoing Tate's sentiments by objectifying women to amplify his reach. His content also started to become more and more right-wing as he reacted to videos made by other YouTubers, especially those who criticized Andrew Tate or were seen as left-wing. This included people like Noah Samson, Anna Marie, Curtis Connor, and Chad. He would mostly say negative things about their physical appearance and make other personal jabs at them, calling them overweight or stupid.
Just look at her. This dude is 28 years old. This is what they want you to become. Oh, Free Willy. Like, she's overweight and she's a white girl and she's Gen Z. I'm not telling you to judge anyone by their appearance, but like, you know what she thinks. He got a mullet and a mustache, and still, like, my 8% female audience is still saying he's fine, but he's not funny. Bro, this is a fucking nose ring. You got the same Soy Boy goggles on.
One of the most intense reaction videos he made was towards the creator Chad, which made a lot of viewers uncomfortable.
Would. And you know, sister, what's so predictable? You could tell by the way she's talking that she hasn't been properly in a long time. It's been a while. So she's on the internet making this garbage video, promoting all this feminist garbage to your fucking lonely girls in the comment section. What you really need, Chad, is some yeah, shut up with your feminism. Yeah, come here, that's what you need. And she's gonna go, that's what you need some sense back into you.
And even in the face of backlash, Sneako seemed to see nothing wrong with any of the statements he made.
Apparently that's assault, which I think is kink shaming, and that's how I like to get down. If you think that's assault, then you kink shaming me. When I'm fucking a bitch, yeah, come here, consensually, obviously. I wasn't saying I wanted to do it with Chad. I don't give a fuck about that hoe. I don't want to touch her. I don't want you near me. I'm saying she needs that. She needs somebody to be like, yeah, shut up. Shut up.
However, Sneako continued to express other questionable views, including stating that women should be seen as objects, calling out wokeness in movies, and making racially insensitive remarks, such as asserting that black culture promotes degeneracy. He focused on making rage-bait content that was seen by many as unfunny and punching down, And all of this was encouraged by the success of Tate's content.
Men go to jail for this shit. Women are not ever held responsible for what they do in relationships. They're always the victim.
So women aren't held accountable at all, or?
No, they're not.
I think they should be. I don't think they...
They should be, but they're not. And they don't want to be. They like it.
Are as much as men are.
Okay, thank you for being honest. If you have a beautiful woman next to you, then it makes you look better. She's an object and you're everything else. She's just there, a trophy. That's it. They don't need to talk. They don't need to be funny. They don't need to do anything but stand there with a dress on and put on eyelashes. That's it.
Grow up. But no, people get to hide behind this degenerate minority culture. They get to hide behind the excuse of I'm black, I'm a Mexican or whatever, I had a tough upbringing, to just be degenerate and like have all this promote negative behavior. And no matter what age you are.
All of these comments put him under the radar of Penguin Zero, who is known for having strong opinions about internet controversies and calling out problematic behavior. What really set them off was a movie called Cuties. In 2020, Charlie posted a video tearing into Cuties, calling it out for being, well, pretty disgusting.
I tried to watch Cuties. I say tried to watch because I only got through about 30 minutes before I turned it off. It is beyond repulsive.
He straight up called the movie an actual crime, and it was one of those moments where the internet agreed with him. But Sneako went in the opposite direction and said Cuties was his new favorite movie.
Okay, if I ever wanted to get canceled, this is the video. I saw Cuties last night and it was pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. It's also really funny to see the difference of reaction that Americans had and Europeans had, because I'm in Europe and people are like, yeah, that was a pretty good film. Americans are like, this is deplorable. I saw this commentator, Penguin Zero, who I actually like. There's not a lot of good commentators, but he's like, this movie is deplorable. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing. And it's like he didn't even watch the movie. It's just like he only saw the clips that were gonna piss him off, or he just got so triggered by the provocative imagery that he just deplorable. Come on, man.
And just like that, Sneako's passive little jab at Charlie was like lighting the fuse for what became a full-on war between them. Sneako didn't just stop at Cuties though. He kept poking at Charlie in little ways. Sneako's whole thing was defending red pill ideologies and people like Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit. So when Charlie posted a video calling out Fresh and Fit podcast, Sneako took it really personal. And instead of defending with actual points, Sneako started throwing low blows, like insulting Charlie's appearance, calling him pale, and making fun of him for playing games all day.
In one day.
Obviously, anything that you got going on, the Pokemon cards, your pale face, the G Fuel fridge, the zero drip, the fact you just look like you look at the curtain pulled all the way down. You need to get some sun. The whole way you're living life like a man, you calling him a virgin, you are literally a man-child.
Here's the thing about Charlie though. Dude doesn't lose his cool. He didn't even respond at first. But after months of Sneako coming at him, Charlie finally dropped the hammer in November 2022 with a video that absolutely roasted Sneako. And man, he did it in the most calmest, most sarcastic way possible.
The main topic involves a banned YouTube creator that I'm sure you've all heard of before. His name is Sneako. A lot of people compared him to like a diet Andrew Tate. He recently got banned and he still does make content elsewhere. And recently he started targeting me because I made jokes about his friends on the Fresh and Fit podcast, whom I think are beautiful clowns that do some very silly stuff that is entirely entertaining to make fun of. But Sneako didn't see it that way because he's a very sensitive guy.
And not only that, Charlie brought up something that completely shattered Sneako's tough guy persona. Sneako's infamous story of getting cucked, I mean, it's hard to come back from that.
So he's always just been kind of a weird person to me that I don't pay too much attention to, but I couldn't help but take notice of one of his more recent viral clips where he openly defends getting cucked.
So I wanted to break this down, like, because this was, imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Yeah, I do. I love it. Yeah, I love her. I was about to say I love this bitch. I'm like, no, let me not say that. I love my
Queen.
wifey, my queen.
And you allowed the love of your life to get fucked by another man.
What happened to the other?
I'm crazy. The first time, as soon as I saw it, like 3 pumps in, I just got up and walked out. I'm just like, I can't do that.
It is a legitimately super sad thing to sit there and listen to, because Sneako is very clearly bothered by that whole situation, but is trying to play it off like a deeper message, like, no, this is actually a good thing, and in fact, I recommend every guy out there try letting their girl get f***ed by another man. Then you'll know if it's real, if this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. It is tragic to listen to.
But it didn't stop there. Sneako couldn't handle getting clowned like that, so he took things up a notch. In March 2023, he actually threatened Charlie with it on stream. For real. He was waving it around, saying he was gonna show Charlie his clips.
You wanna watch my clips? Watch my clips. Watch my clips. You want me to watch your clips? Watch my clips. These are the only clips I'm watching, you were?
And Charlie didn't even flinch.
Buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips, you absolute dummy. The same way that this is also a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying clips, you look.
That line alone shut down Sneako's whole threat, and Charlie even flashed his own weapons like it was no big deal, just totally owning Sneako without breaking a sweat. In the end, most people sided with Moist Critical, who was seen as the more level-headed and reasonable figure in the fight. Sneako, on the other hand, came off as overly emotional and somewhat out of touch with his audience. The feud made Sneako look bad, and the internet made his judgment. Kinda hypocritical of him to say Charlie is trying to mind control you, when he then tries to do the same exact thing. Sneako started it, Charlie ended it, Sneako restarted it, and Charlie bodied him. That's a quick explanation for those who are unaware. Charlie literally bullied him so hard he had to rebrand. Charlie smacked Sneako down so hard that he's now trying to gaslight us into thinking he didn't start this whole beef, and he isn't now using this beef to elevate himself. Hypocrisy is at its worst. This all came to a head in a viral Twitter exchange on March 13, 2023, when Sneako posted a collage of everyone who advocated for his cancellation. It featured Charlie front and center. In no time, Charlie replied back, calling Sneako a pathetic, sensitive, sorry little worm, a line that struck a nerve and quickly went viral with over 300,000 likes and 12 million views. This sparked a full-blown Twitter feud with Sneako replying, "You know in your soul, you never would say that to my face." Charlie clapped back, saying, "You literally have a collage of people that hurt your feelings on the internet. You haven't stopped whining about me for months now, you goofy NPC. Even if you beat my in a fight, it doesn't change the truth. You're still a cuck who also defends child." His responses ratioed Sneako over and over. After the Twitter drama, an animation channel posted a video poking fun at the beef and painted Charlie in a more victorious light.
The video featured Sneako streaming whilst a stranger is in bed with his girlfriend. While streaming, Sneako would taunt Charlie, but Charlie would turn up to Sneako's door. All of a sudden, Sneako's confidence dissipated, leading Charlie to come inside and ultimately destroy him. The video would gain over 5 million views, and would not only be well received by his audience, but also by Sneako himself.
Surprisingly, Sneako's reaction to the video was not as aggressive as many expected, with a tweet saying, "Yo, meat cannon, I can't even lie, that was a fun video." The next day, Sneako posted a video on Rumble titled, "I love the new Sneako," starting by quoting H.G. Wells and accusing Moist Critical of being jealous of him, and also claiming that YouTube promoted Charlie using Satanism in his videos.
These are 3 things that YouTube promotes on the trending page. Moist Critical playing with and sitting on those. Moist Critical using Satanism and Antichrist in his music videos. And his rampant gaming addiction. 3 things you can't say on YouTube but you could say on Rumble. The COVID vaccine doesn't work. The 2020 election was against Trump. And billionaire pedophiles use wokeness to keep you depressed and poor.
He acknowledged his degenerate past, admitting that he made some bad decisions, like attending swinger parties and cheating on his girlfriend. But he insisted he had changed. Sneako claimed he was now a hard-working individual, living in Japan and learning from his mistakes.
Today I'm in Japan, a society that has not yet been corrupted by wokeness, training hard, working every day, and seeing the world. But it's no secret that I have a degenerate past. Around 3 years ago, when I was 21 years old, I went to a swinger party with one of my girlfriends and joked about how traumatizing it was on a podcast. I was cheating on her a lot, and I felt bad, and I thought it would make us even if we swapped with a couple. I don't do it anymore, I don't recommend it, and seeing how many people call me a cuck for what I thought was a funny story, you should probably not do the same. I tried the lifestyle that the woke mind virus pushes, and it ends up being what the woke YouTubers try to shame me for. Kind of ironic. I showed a moment of weakness on a podcast thinking that it'd be a funny experience to talk about, and it will continue to haunt me for probably the rest of my career.
Sneako also took the time to criticize Charlie, claiming that his content was also harmful to young men. He painted Charlie as a brainwashed YouTuber who wasted his life with edgy content, like playing with and promoting Satanism. This, according to Sneako, was the kind of role model Charlie was, and it's why he couldn't support him.
Moist Critical is the physical embodiment of everything that I stand against. And honestly, no disrespect to him, I don't dislike him. He's just the perfect example of a popular YouTuber that's brainwashed. I used to watch his videos when I was a teenager, just like a lot of my other haters, and today he's everything that I don't want to be when I'm 30 years old. When I'm his age, I don't want to be playing children's video games, playing with dildos for content, and using Satanism to be edgy. I don't want to drop the Antichrist for fun. What is this? Please someone tell me what they enjoy about this.
The big takeaway here though is that Sneako apologized for some of his past actions. He admitted that he was too aggressive in his online persona, using attacks to get attention. He said he apologized for showing a picture of Charlie and his girlfriend on stream, and even claimed he was retiring the soy boy image.
And I have to be better now. I'm officially retiring the soy boy image. I forgive everybody who advocated for my cancellation or made documentaries about me, and I'm ditching my attacking style of streaming. And I apologize to Moist Critical for showing a picture on stream of you and your girlfriend. That was not very Christ-like. I'm sorry. And I genuinely hope you provide more value to your extremely large audience. The powers of Satan are taking over the West in real time, and I hope that everyone watching doesn't contribute to it anymore.
The very next day, however, Sneako posted a tweet saying, "Nobody reacts to my side of the story. Everybody only reacts to the hate," and accusing other creators of using him for clout, while he was against a wall, before taking to Discord to call out multiple creators like Your Rage, JDon, and Kai for not defending him. This somehow fed into his already brewing feud with Kai Cenat at the time. Kai, who Sneako had already called out for turning his back on him in the past for reacting to Charlie's video about him.
Watch my clips! Watch my clips!
Now, the reason he keeps saying watch my clips while threatening me here is because during the stream I couldn't watch him live because he just kept shouting slurs. So I said watch my clips to see what I was saying about you. I had to communicate via Twitch clips. And I'm sorry to be that guy, this is like the grammar police of guns, but he's a f***ing imbecile. You absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips.
Whoa!
These are mags. What the They're mags, not clips, you absolute dummy. The same way that this...
Yo! What the f***? Yo, I feel threatened! Yo, what? Hey! Goddamn!
Before all of this, Sneako and Kai worked together, creating plenty of content that gained traction with their viewers. However, as Sneako started to change, so did their relationship. Kai began avoiding himself from Sneako because of the backlash Sneako's comments were attracting. Kai, who was focused on building his own brand, saw the potential harm in associating too closely with him during this period.
YouTube Sneako, beginning, very goated, very talented, very editing was A1, storytelling in videos was A1, pretty good. Then he just started saying anything.
However, Sneako called Kai out for being a hypocrite.
You are fucking dick riding ass, sucking ass. You mad that your bitch will fuck the first day? I will literally take your bitch, talk about her throat, and put this inside of her, blow her back out, and have you watch me dick her down like you're Sneako. You's a
What? Hey, yo! That shit gay, boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy, sketch. And I literally can't believe that this would bully when Nike I want the deal, and the Zionists that control me told me to say this because I literally need brand deals and Twitch. Don't ban me, Twitch, okay? Don't ban me, Twitch. Sneako. Hey, Sneako, that nigga win.
You don't think that's serious? If I was out having sex with somebody else, would you take me back?
Yes. Yes?
I love you.
Yes.
Yes.
Who are you, nigga? Sneako? What do you mean yes, nigga?
Kai, don't you pay $5,000 to women because you can't get girls? What are you talking about? We saw you spend you doing 5K Zelle transactions to get box.
The relationship between them further deteriorated after Kai and Sneako were both present at the Rumble Power Slap in February 2024, where Kai appeared to completely ignore Sneako. Sneako was visibly hurt, and many speculated that it stemmed from a deeper sense of betrayal.
Can you please wait with Sneako?
Yes. Okay, perfect. They're with you?
Yes.
Have fun, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sneako felt that he had defended Kai during his controversies and wasn't receiving the same level of loyalty in return.
Defended Kai Cenat from the grape allegations. When he was accused of grape at the beginning of the year, I defended him. I said that that this was probably blown out of proportion, it was probably clout chasing, that he was facing too much criticism. I did a whole stream about this. Nothing.
Women know they can lie about rape a lot recently. They know it's very easy to lie about rape. It's happened to Tate, it's happened to Gervonta Davis, it happened to Johnny Depp kind of recently. No, don't say W victim blaming autism, but everybody is quick to go say, oh my God, how could Kai do it? And they don't all lie, because don't say that, because then they're not gonna wanna come out if this does actually happen, it does. But what I am saying is more often than not, these women be lying about.
This sense of abandonment became a recurring theme in Sneako's remarks. He would often mention how other streamers refused to support him because they were too afraid of losing their own standing in the industry. Especially with that video of Kai laughing at Charlie's video of him. Instead of having his back in response, Kai maintained that his actions were not personal, but purely business.
I do it for a reason. There was a reason that I did that, bro. Was it because I was Hollywood? I got nothing against him. That nigga got tight because I laughed at Moist Critical's video back in like July. He called me the fakest ever, the most clout chasing creator there is, and whatever. So I said, okay, you got that same energy, let me reciprocate it.
While he continued to get banned on every platform possible and probably wasn't making any money, Sneako has attempted to monetize his opinions through his course, the Creativity Kit, which claims to teach people how to profit from social media, much similar to Andrew Tate's Hustler University. However, it has been heavily criticized for lacking substance, with much of the content being basic advice or outsourced to his editor. Many users reported poor experiences, including difficulty accessing content and unhelpful customer service. Additionally, there was accusations of using affiliated marketing to generate fake positive reviews. YouTuber Sauce speaks on the covered reviews from the Creativity Kit before comments got taken down.
I can't watch these videos because my internet is bad despite having 100 megabits per second download, and so I cannot gain any value out of them. I've asked everyone all the way up to Musa for a refund, and the response I got was surprisingly rude and unhelpful, so I was forced to file a claim through my bank. You guys don't unplug kids from the Matrix, you just plug them into your own Matrix. And you know what happened? Post got removed. The post got removed. Sneako's product, Sneako's server, Sneako team can't be censoring people who are going against their views. That can't be the case.
Following his YouTube ban, one of the most significant changes in Sneako's online presence in 2023 was his move to Rumble, a less regulated video streaming platform. On Rumble, Sneako found more freedom to express his views without facing the same level of moderation or restrictions that he experienced on YouTube or Twitch. This platform allowed him to speak openly about whatever he wanted, and most people saw it as a troubling indicator of his desire to spread more radical or extreme opinions. In April that year, Sneako publicly converted to Islam, saying it was a search for meaning and moral direction as the primary reasons for his major life change. He explained that his decision was part of a broader journey to find spiritual clarity and moral purpose.
I've been reading the Quran and reading the Bible, learning more about the culture and Islam. If you get somebody to convert, then you automatically go to heaven, correct? A lot of people are trying to get me to convert. They're like, yeah, come on.
Have you finished reading the Bible?
I'm still reading both. I think the Western ideology has gotten too involved in the Christian faith. They have drag queens in the churches now. The woke mind has infected the church too much. I see this all the time, like people openly disrespecting Jesus. If we prioritize the woke mind over faith, then it's not going to win. Islam is the fastest growing religion for a reason.
There's no currency that can replace Islam. There's no currency that can replace like being on your deen and the sacrifice that I made to be a better Muslim. It's extremely important. And even the fact we're blessed just to be here. Allah gave us the call, we answered the call, bro.
This was a particular controversial move because he had a history of mocking Islam in the past.
Haram! Ma'al budul ala Abdullah al-halal ma'alul al-shwara min har inshallah inshallah muharram.
After converting, Sneako began to discuss topics like masculinity, discipline, and personal responsibility through an Islamic lens. His discussions on these subjects, however, continued to divide his audience as many people disagree with his views. Sneako hates women and hides behind Islam to shield himself from criticism. He joked about nuking oppressed Muslims and then blamed Muslim women for taking offense. He still carries his red pill ideology with him and then applies it to women accepting Islam. Throughout 2023, Sneako began to see the unintended consequences of his actions, and one incident in September served as a wake-up call. During a baseball game, a group of young fans, clearly influenced by his content, started shouting sad comments about women.
Did you take? Fuck the woman! Fuck the woman!
What? No, wait. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
All gays should die.
Yeah, merch, preach. What have I done? Can I get in the video? Can I get in the video? Yeah.
It was easy to see the direct connection between Sneako's opinions and the behavior of his audience. This moment could be seen as a turning point, forcing Sneako to confront the reality of his influence. With millions of followers, many of them being young and impressible, Sneako's content was seen by some as contributing to the toxic attitudes toward women and masculinity that are being repeated by their fans. With this, Sneako continued to focus on self-improvement, which became the central theme of his content in 2023. Even though throughout the year, he continued to engage with the Red Pill community, he started regularly discussing topics such as fitness, mental clarity, and emotional strength, offering practical advice for his followers to better themselves. In one podcast episode titled The Leader of Self-Improvement, he outlined his approach to personal growth, encouraging his audience to take actionable steps towards becoming more disciplined and focused individuals.
People don't like to share their actual beliefs because they don't want to be challenged. A lot of people, they say what they think should be heard. Yeah. What they think is going to be perceived the right way, instead of putting an idea out there and letting it be challenged and starting open debate, having discussions are the way that we find the truth. If you strongly hold these beliefs, you should be able to have them be challenged.
I don't allow myself to be anything else but happy. You have to be happy. You have to always, and even if you might have moments where you're off, you have to always believe that there's work to be done so that you could be your happiest. If I've been depressed before, I believed I was depressed before, and that's when my life was going down the wrong path. But I believe in my bigger purpose now, and I really see how powerful it is to push away negative thoughts. Yeah. You can't allow negativity to enter your mind, and that's how you go down a spiral. Like, I couldn't sleep last night because of the jet lag. Dubai is a 14-hour flight, a big time difference. Yeah, and I couldn't sleep, and so I started scrolling, and then I started getting those moments where the moments that I had a lot when I was depressed or when I was in a state of depression, which is just believing that you're sad every single day. You know, I'm sad, I'm scrolling like, I'm lazy, just lazy. Because I was like, let me get up and go to the gym early. You know, everybody else is sleeping. Let me go to the gym. But I was like, this is lazy. It's just, look at you lazy pieces. Why am I thinking that? I'm not a lazy piece. I'm going to get up and go right now. I'm not going to scroll anymore. Like, I don't allow myself to think those thoughts anymore because it becomes your reality.
Yeah. By 2024, Sneako's presence on social media continued to dominate headlines. While as he was trying to better himself, Sneako found himself in more conflicts with an MMA fighter, Mikey, after he had made some unpleasant comments about martial arts, which led to a heated exchange of words between the two.
It's called an Aoki lock. It's a modified heel hook, but
Jiu-jitsu is for autistic people.
what I think a master of jiu-jitsu is somebody that inspires another generation.
Jiu-jitsu, I swear, this is why I like striking. This is a competition where it's an art and it's an art form, and I learned from the master. He looks like Mark Zuckerberg. He shouldn't be winning.
So much credit. I did his move on him. So that's like a master to student. He's an idol of mine for being.
It's like a master to the student. This is a leg heel lock.
What he said seemed to piss Mikey off and posted a response on Instagram.
So today I'm going to talk about bullies. Bullies are weak people that make fun of others around them, that give themselves relevance, and that make themselves feel good. They pick on the differences of humans, which is the most beautiful part of humans, their uniqueness. I really don't like bullies, guys. And there's this guy named Sneako making fun of me, making fun of my friend, making fun of jiu-jitsu. He calls himself a boxer. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. Let's have an MMA fight. I challenge Sneako to an MMA fight. I'm going to shut his mouth, and I'm going to take the bully's lunch money.
Unsurprisingly, Sneako did not shy away from the challenge. Also, many thought, as Sneako posted a response video fresh off the shower.
Mikey Musumeci, fine. I accept your offer. I will fight you in MMA under one condition, because you accused me of being a bully. I called you a Mark Zuckerberg lookalike, and I've never seen a world champion accuse somebody with no experience of being a bully. But I accept. I understand why you're upset. One condition, because I don't need the money, I'm an active income. You need to tell your sparring partner and your lookalike, Mark Zuckerberg, to have a 1-hour conversation with me about who controls the world. And then I'll fight you, inshallah. I'll see you soon, Mikey. Look forward to it.
A lot of viewers saw this as a weak attempt to deflect from the situation, while trying to appear to look like he wasn't backing down from a challenge with comments like, he is just pricing himself out of the fight, and his fans going, he's playing chess, and most creative duck in history. That fight ended up not happening, because as much as Mark was Mikey's sparring partner, there was no way he would agree to sit down with Sneako.
Alright, so obviously Sneako doesn't want to fight me, adding in all these stupid stipulations he knows will never happen. Typical bully. They talk and they talk, beyond the safety of their screen, or even in the bathroom, recklessly, and they never face consequences. There's so many people out there like him. My goal here was to stand up to a bully. Kids, get yourself into Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu so you can learn self-defense and you don't have to deal with idiots like Sneako.
Many people saw the stipulations by Sneako as a way to invade the whole thing. This screams I'm scared. So if I'm going to look like a massive, I need to get something out of it. What a loser. Sneako, LOL, talked all that, but when confronted, he turned into a coward. Around the same time, you'd remember that Sneako had started to take steps to better himself. So he was regularly hitting the gym and all that. In 2023, Sneako started hitting the gym hard, diving into mixed martial arts training. He sparred with a bunch of UFC fighters on stream, and most were chill, offering tips and tricks. But then came Sean Strickland, a guy known for going way too hard in sparring and having a reputation as a bully. Before their session, Jake Shields warned Sneako to wear headgear, but Sneako went in raw, no headgear, no fear. At first, Strickland let him land some punches while trash talking and barely defending himself. But a few minutes in, Strickland flipped the switch and went all out, landing heavy shots. Even when others tried to throw in the towel, Strickland ignored them, only stopping when someone physically stepped in. Sneako walked away with a bloody nose and bruises, but he didn't go down, earning respect for standing his ground. Strickland meanwhile brushed off the criticism, doubling down on his hurt people vibe rooted into his rough upbringing. And if that wasn't enough, Sneako had another tough sparring match earlier with Bradley Martin. While Bradley isn't a trained fighter, his sheer size advantage made a huge difference. Bradley landed punches left and right, even knocking Sneako down, which Strickland couldn't do. By the end, Sneako had a chipped tooth and a cut on his eyebrow. While the moral of the story is that picking fights with giants without protective gear is a recipe for disaster, Sneako is still unfazed. For a while, it seemed like Sneako had lost his way, but now it feels like Sneako is finding his way back. Not just to his audience, but to himself. His journey hasn't been smooth, but it's one worth talking about. It shows how even someone who walked so far in the wrong direction could take steps to turn it all around. As I mentioned earlier, there was a time when Sneako's videos were the talk of YouTube for all the right reasons. His wide-angle lens shots, quirky animations, musical segments, and sharp editing made his content stand out. He was just artistic, and his unique style drew in viewers who loved not only what he said, but how he said it. Now, Sneako seems to be tapping back into that magic. His recent videos are once again oozing creativity, and fans are taking notice. On platforms where he's still allowed, like Twitter, Sneako has started posting his artistic vlog style content again.
So far, Project X has brought my PR higher than it's been in a long time. And I have this history of always self-sabotaging when I'm at a high point. I remember having this conversation with Gideon 2 years ago, and he said, Sneako, people want to like you, but you keep giving them reasons not to. I love that lyric from Ye on Onsite where he says, as soon as they like you, make them unlike you, because kiss people ass is so unlike you. For some reason, I've internalized this idea that if people like you, you're cringe and corny and you're predictable, mainstream, all this. I've instilled this idea that if there's a lot of noise and controversy that I'm doing something right, but that's not the case. Negativity, controversy, and animosity, hate, that doesn't translate to you saying something true. That just means you're pissing people off. And yeah, people get pissed off for the truth, but that doesn't always mean you're saying what is true.
It's a refreshing change from the rage bait content that had consumed this brand in recent years and had burned bridges with creator friends like Kai, AMP's Phantom, Agent 00, and so many more in favor of what turned out to be a toxic crowd. But even Sneako couldn't ignore the toll this was taking on him.
Major reason why I wanted to move back to New York City. My streams became rage bait, became clips, became angriness, and it was going viral, but it wasn't making people happy. I want to make myself happy again, and I want to make the audience happy again.
As he put it, negativity doesn't translate to truth. It just means you're pissing people off. One of Sneako's most significant steps towards change has been avoiding himself from toxic influences. He's no longer promoting red pill talking points while surrounding himself with figures like Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes. Instead, he's focusing on rebuilding genuine relationships and returning to a healthier creative environment. It's a significant step forward for someone who faced bans from nearly every major platform for spreading hate speech. Sneako lost his YouTube channel in 2022 due to violations related to misinformation, and in October 2024, his channel was unexpectedly reinstated, only to be taken down again just 24 hours later for the same reasons. During that same month, Twitch issued a permanent ban against him for extreme hateful conduct. Adding to his problems, Kick also banned him in October 2024, stating that he had promoted anti-Semitic sentiments on his Rumble channel. Sneako has indeed hit rock bottom, but instead of doubling down, he's finally looked up. His content has taken a softer, more thoughtful turn. He's begun questioning the very ideologies he once championed. For example, he started to push back against the red pill obsession and is now focusing on creativity instead.
It seems like the red pill ideology is that being successful is more important. It's not about attracting a woman. Like, what's more important for a man? What should a man's priority be?
Success
Having
first.
A family or being successful?
Being successful
first every single time.
Yes,
because then
I
you
agree.
have the ability to choose.
But not anymore. Not if you get the vasectomy, then you can't have the family.
Dude, you can undo a vasectomy. He said quickest way, which means short-term strategy to building your value up as quickly as possible. That's proof. That's not going to get you in a
Look,
jam.
I'm not saying that you should have a kid when you're extremely young, but I am saying that we should be focused on becoming good fathers too. Just like we make fun of girls for prioritizing their careers and wanting to be girl bosses and wanting to build an empire, they're not prioritizing motherhood immediately. And then we're saying, men, ignore family creation, get a vasectomy so you can focus on getting rich, and then you'll be 40, you'll have all these hoes and girls, and then start a family. Like, how are we building men to become good fathers if they've been only prioritizing success? If they have a surgery, how do they have the character that's going to lead a proper family?
This kind of introspective is a far cry for the Sneako we once knew, He shows a willingness to grow and adapt, even if it means admitting he was wrong. Of course, change doesn't happen overnight, and there's always the risk of slipping back into old habits. But for now, Sneako is taking tangible steps towards a better version of himself. To show just another example of how much Sneako is truly changing, he was the only one who showed up to Jake Future's birthday party. Let that sink in for a moment. The old Sneako would have roasted Jake for even throwing the party, let alone bother to attend. But this time, Sneako not only showed up, but he showed up with a message. For those who don't remember, Jake Future is a disabled streamer, known for collaborations with Aiden Ross. He went all out for his birthday, sending invitations to a bunch of big name streamers. But when the day came, Sneako was the only one who actually turned up. Sneako later called out the rest of the streaming industry for what he saw as fate.
Just got back from Jersey. That wasn't that bad of a drive, about 40 minutes. And my assistant's saying not to say this, but I have to say it. That blew my mind, seeing no streamer not only not show up, because I understand it's it's out the way, but not even respond to his birthday invite. And it's not even anyone specific. Some people are singling out like the people that he collabs with frequently, but Jake messaged every streamer. I think he mentioned it. Everybody that he's met with at the mall and who's been like, oh, Jake, or like give him hugs and everything like that in public on camera. But not only did they not show up, which I get they're busy, but they didn't even text him back when he sends a flyer and an invitation. And I was telling my assistant, the crazy part is, I know how difficult it is for Jake to even send a message. For him to unlock his phone, to press in the photos, to send, that takes him 10 times, 100 times the effort that it takes us. And that's a small inconvenience of our life, sending a text. For him, it's genuine effort. It's not as easy for him to do it as us.
However, Aiden Ross also wasn't able to attend, but promised to make it up to him in a big way with a Rolex. Aiden assured him he personally delivered it to New York, which was a sweet gesture, but it still didn't excuse the absence of so many others. As Sneako said in his recent video on Twitter, he wants to challenge himself to see how long he can keep his good PR going without self-sabotaging. It's a challenge worth rooting for, and if his recent content isn't any indication, Sneako might just pull it off.